Hey y'all, Josh here today, aka the world's greatest dad. It's always a good day and we got some new equipment to test out. Today we're doing a deep dive into the Decibullz custom molded percussive filters. Today we're going to unbox this bad boy, show you how to mold these things, give them a full field test, see if they're worthy of the coveted world's greatest dad thumbs up. So with that being said, let's get it. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning. When you pick these things up, they're going to come to you in a box just like this. Let's go ahead and get this thing opened up, see what we're working with. And here's everything you're going to get with this package, starting right here with this nice carrying case. Also comes with a little carabiner. Got our instruction booklets over here. Up top, we have an optional lanyard. In here are moldable earpieces. There are going to be our percussive filters. And then on the side, you're going to have your two different styles of canal tips. Silicone over here, foam over here in both large, medium, and small sizes. So I spent a few minutes perusing the instruction book. I gotta say, everything is laid out fairly nice, shows you what's included, walks you through step by step on how to mold these things. Do appreciate the fact that they've got pictures and written instructions, all very clear as we turn this thing over. On the back side, you're gonna see how you use this with your lanyard, additional safety instructions, as well as how to test your filters. And then they've got some tips on using them over here as well. As we take a little closer look at our moldable earpieces, you will see they're labeled with an R for right and an L for left. And this is going to have a little plastic housing inside of it that will pop out right there. And that's going to basically hold both our percussive filter on one side, and then it's going to hold our canal tip on the other side. And again, these are easily switched out. You can simply remove one of your filters and go ahead and put on a different one. Now you can choose to use these either with the lanyard or without the lanyard. You'll see here that these are exactly the same pieces, just one is on a lanyard. Now, if you choose to use them with the lanyard, you're going to remove the little orange percussive filter right here, and you would have to put it on there. You'll see we've already removed that. Very small, so you don't want to lose it. And you'd simply pop it inside that hole right there. And now you could use them with the lanyard. So now it's time to get our earpieces all shaped right here. And the first thing we want to do is go ahead and prep these pieces so they're ready to go into some boiling water. Now the first thing we want to do is remove our percussive earpiece. We definitely don't want to put that in any boiling water. So that's going to be that piece with that little housing right there. Go ahead and take that out. Now you will notice that the plastic housing is still in the earpiece. Now the second thing we're going to do is grab one of our silicone tips, not a foam tip. Silicone tip, foam tip. So make sure you don't put a foam tip on there. And you're going to go ahead and put that onto the earpiece. So this is exactly what it's going to look like when we actually put it in our boiling water. Now when it comes to choosing the actual silicone tip that you want to use, again, they have large, medium, and small. I already kind of messed around with these, and this is the medium one right here. That one felt pretty good in my ear. But if you don't know which one you want yet, go with a smaller one rather than a larger one. So next we're going to go ahead and boil some water. We got some right here in our tea kettle, and we're going to fill up 2 different cups, just a little over about halfway. Now the reason we're doing 2 cups is because we want to put these molds in separately. We don't want to put them in together just in case they were to meld together. We don't want them to get ruined or anything. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my right one in my right cup, my left one in my left cup. And now we're going to let these things sit for about 5 minutes. All right, so it's been 5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and take out our right ear setup here. This is fairly moldable right now. We're going to give it about 30 seconds to let it cool down before we start jamming it in our ear. And once it's kind of cool to the touch, then you can go ahead and get started working with it. As you can see, pretty malleable right now. Now, before you stick this in your ear and start working it around though, you do want to put your percussive filter back in here. Now, if you were to throw it back in the water, obviously remove this, but for the fitting process, we're going to go ahead and get that set in the ear. So here we go. Just go ahead and use kind of the pad of your finger to get this set. Another good idea, if you don't have a mirror there, just get yourself a handheld mirror so you can kind of look and see what you're doing too. I think that is set about where I'm going to want it. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Once again, we'll let this sit for a little bit, put our percussive filter in and fit it to this ear. Go ahead and stick this in first. And now after you get these things set where you want them, you're going to need to leave them in your ears for about 5 minutes until they get nice and dry. And one thing you want to do is right here where your percussive filter is every 30 seconds or so, just go ahead and push up on that a little bit just to make sure that it's staying nice and secure in your ear. All right, so it's been a little over 5 minutes. We're going to go ahead and get these things removed. We'll go ahead and start with our right ear right here. As you can see, that's how that thing turned out. Go ahead and take out our left ear. And that's how that one turned out. Now, a couple things. If you screwed this up, don't worry about it. These things can be remolded. All you simply need to do is boil some more water, throw them back in there for 3 to 5 minutes until they get pliable, and then go ahead and attempt this again. Now, if they also lose shape later on, or you go shoot with these things and you're finding that they're just not contouring right, same deal. Throw them back in that hot water for 5 minutes, kind of form them to your ears, and you're good to go. So now I'm just going to go ahead and test out some different tips and find which one is most comfortable for my ear. You know, try out the foam ones, try out the silicone ones, try out the different sizes, and just kind of get it figured out there. So after messing around with the different tips for a little bit, I found that the smaller foam ones are kind of the best fit for my ears. So we got this all figured out, man. Let's get out of the office, go test these things out. All right, so we made it up to the property. We got our target set up, and we're gonna go ahead and pop off a couple of shots. So we'll go ahead and get our earplugs set. And here's what we're gonna be shooting today, my little Springfield XD9 subcompact. Pretty nice little gun. Now, obviously this isn't going to be the loudest gun out there, but still you should be wearing ear protection when you're shooting it. All right, now let's go ahead and take these bad boys out right here and go ahead and put in our other ones. I gotta say, so far, pretty impressed. So we'll go ahead and get these set in here. Again, these are just gonna be your little cheapies you pick up at the hardware store. Let's fire off a few rounds, see if we can tell a difference. All right, after shooting with both my Decibullz Percussive earplugs, as well as my little cheapies I got from the hardware store, you can definitely tell the difference. These things dampen the sound just a ton more and just felt a lot more comfortable in my ears as well. All right, so these things definitely passed the shooting test. Let's go ahead and get them put away and go try them out doing a little construction work. All right, so we made it down to a little remodel project that I've been working on, and wouldn't you know it, it started raining fairly well, but no worries, because we just set up our table saw right in here. And we'll go ahead and make a couple cuts. Now, usually when I'm cutting with my table saw, these are the type of ear protection that I'm using. So I'm excited to kind of test these things out and see how they do with construction as well. All right, so first off, let's go ahead and make a cut using these regular earmuffs right here. Now let's go ahead and throw in our Decibullz and try these out. Now both of these did a great job of protecting my hearing when I was running my table saw. The biggest difference was when I'm wearing these, it kind of feels like your head's in a vacuum and you don't hear as many of those outside sounds. Now with these, they muffled the sound when the table saw was running, but then it wasn't running. I could actually hear the rain outside and some of those quieter sounds as well. So there you go. That's pretty much everything you need to know about the Decibullz custom molded percussive ear protection. Now, after unboxing these things, molding them to my ears, and fully testing them out, here's my 3 takeaways. Number 1, although it can seem a little intimidating at first, these things were actually very easy to get custom molded to my ears, and that's because the instruction book was well laid out and easy to follow with both instructions and pictures. Number 2, I appreciate all the extras they throw in with this package, including the nice carrying case, the lanyard, as well as both the silicone and foam tips. And number 3, these things performed extremely well on both our shooting and our table saw test today. And it's for those reasons and more, I'm easily giving these Decibullz a World's Greatest Dad thumbs up, and I say, go out and get you some. Hey, one more thing before you go. I want to let you know that the Decibullz company behind these percussive filters is a big fan of the World's Greatest Dad's in-depth and informational videos. Therefore, about a month ago, they reached out to me and asked me if they could send me these for video review purposes. Now, with that being said, all the thoughts and opinions expressed in this video were my own. I always do my best to accurately describe any product I review. Now, I hope this video helped you out. We'll see you next time.